Arbitrum is a layer 2 solution to Ethereum's overpriced transaction fees. The transactions are fast, nearly free, and there's even an Arbitrum airdrop in the mix. Today I'm going to break down just exactly what Arbitrum is, how to become eligible for potential airdrops. We're going to run through just using this blockchain and just have fun nerding out doing cryptocurrency stuff. And just to make this very clear, I'm doing this for fun because I love crypto and I'm a total crypto nerd, not because Arbitrum paid me. I've never interacted with them. This isn't meant to be a promotion. I'm not shilling it. I'm just having fun doing crypto stuff and just going to record myself while I'm doing it and explain what I'm doing and why. My name is Vosk. If you like these kinds of videos and you like me at all, subscribe to the VoskCoin YouTube channel that you're watching right now. Alright, okay Mario, let's do this. We're going to jump into this, we're just going to run through it, and we're going to kick it off with enough financial advice. We're just going to Google Arbitrum, right? And the first result is Arbitrum and their bridge. I think a lot of people focus too heavily on the tech before really showing the usability and like how this is actually kind of sweet. So I'll actually double back later in the video and really explain a bit more about Arbitrum 1 and just like what's going on here. Okay, so let's start off with the bridge. So we're going to bridge from mainnet. And I'm going to bridge 0.1 Ethereum. I typed in 0.1, 0.01, put in 0.1. You can see this will cost me $5.70. I've done this before and it cost me half that price. So we can see that Ethereum is picking up a little bit of use right now, which means it's more expensive. Ethereum gas fees are actually incredibly cheap compared to how they were in the previous crypto bull run. However, that's still way too expensive to be doing things. So I click move and it's going to move me to the Ethereum network, which is switching my MetaMask selection up here. So the Ethereum gas price is jumping around. It went to 170. Now it's up to 214. Shows 185 there. $1.85 just to be very clear. I'm just going to go ahead and proceed. So just like that, I am bridging my Ethereum, right? And let's kind of take a step back and go to the basics. And I mean, what am I using, right? So I'm not going to cover the bare bones in today's video, but if you want to learn how to set up MetaMask, please watch our original MetaMask video guide. Once you have funds, you'll have funds that you can bridge to other blockchains, because Arbitrum is technically, right, a layer 2 solution, they say, but it's actually just a whole nother blockchain. So there's a layer 1 transaction, an Ethereum transaction, and then a layer 2 transaction with this, where this really hits our address on the Arbitrum blockchain. It's the same cryptocurrency address. For me, it's just simply my Ethereum address, right? But it needs to be on this chain. So let's go over something very useful. Go to Uniswap. I'll link it out down below. And what you can do is you can connect your MetaMask address and you'll just be on the Ethereum chain, and then click on Arbitrum. If you already have the address or you already have the network put into your MetaMask account, it'll just ask you to switch over. You won't really need to do this step if that's the case. And if you don't know what Uniswap is, and shameless plug, like watch our guide, but it's a decentralized exchange. And you know, you make decentralized trades on there from your MetaMask account. But the reason we go to MetaMask, if you haven't used Arbitrum's network before, when you click on that chain and you're connected to MetaMask, it'll automatically prompt you Arbitrum network name. It'll give you the URL you need as well as the chain ID. It's just real easy instead of looking this up and copy and pasting. And you can do that, and that's absolutely fine. But you click approve and then it asks you to switch the network, and just like that, you are on the Arbitrum blockchain. So let me just show you real quick just how quick and easy this is, right? So let's say we want USDC, right? And we'll just grab one coin here, just, you know, clear test. A transaction is a transaction. So this claims it'll cost us 20 cents, and we'll pull the numbers and see just exactly how much this costs, right? And we'll confirm the transaction. And watch, that's how quickly it's completed, in 1.6 seconds, which is very quick compared to Ethereum normally. The transaction fee was paid in Ethereum. It was paid in Ethereum on Arbitrum. Again, a layer 2 solution, right? and the transaction fee was 21 cents. So making a trade for $1, we did end up paying 20% in fees. But if we made a trade for $100, this would be microscopic. And we compare that, okay, to doing that trade on Ethereum Layer 1 right now would cost 10 to 100 times as much in fees. That's crazy. You really need to kind of think more in percentages and get a better perspective there. And then it becomes a lot more interesting. What do we do on this chain? Well, really you can do everything you do on other chains. What's cool though is that in the last 5 minutes that I've been recording this video, our bridging of that Ethereum has already been successful. It's already complete. It's already here on this secondary layer. So then we start to explore, right? We look at these different cryptocurrency projects that support this blockchain. And at the end of the day, I mean, you're into crypto to either have fun, just liberate yourself, or make money, right? I mean, some of the simple ways to really just talk about that. So in the top right, you can see we're on the Arbitrum blockchain. SushiSwap supports so many different blockchains now. So let's just grab one Sushi, right? And so we'll come over here, we'll click confirm, and we will go ahead and complete that swap. Again, this is just how easy it is to transact on the chain. It's also better if you just add all the tokens you deal with to MetaMask. It'll normally pick up a lot of them, but others it won't. There's NFTs on this chain, right? And that's interesting. It's exciting, right? You look around and we see like trove.treasure.lol. They have their magic token here, and you can go ahead and buy some magic if you'd like to do so. You click in the top right and it brings up this convert page, but this is actually just, you know, a little plug into SushiSwap, right? So let's just say I want to go ahead and get 12 of these. It will cost me $6.29 of Ethereum. I'll go ahead and complete the swap. This is especially interesting or useful if you want to start using their NFT marketplace here, because I clicked over to this one, no affiliation. We can see their floor price. It's not listed in Ethereum. Their floor price is listed in their magic token. So I would need 98 magic tokens to buy one off the floor here. Non-fungible tokens, digital collectibles, right? What's interesting, when I was clicking around, look at this, right? We have on-chain Toad Life Simulation NFT game. I mean, sure, it sounds kind of fun and simple enough to, you know, develop and deploy, right? They love to hunt for bugs. We have the ticker cash sign here. So it means that they're going to be hunting some kind of token. So we have some kind of token generating NFT. For me, what I always find interesting is, you know, how do I get my money working for me, get my coins working for me, get my NFTs working for me, right? So, you know, I mean, that could be of interest. There's a lot of projects being deployed on this chain, like OpenOcean, which is being endorsed by Arbitrum on Twitter as just being a good, you know, option there. We see that they support many different blockchains. You know, on the focus of today's video, Arbitrum is one of those. So I click in the top right, I engage my MetaMask. I don't let it switch to network because I want to stay on Arbitrum, so I guess I need to do that in reverse order, right? So I'll go ahead and I'll connect MetaMask while I'm on Arbitrum, and then it happens, you know, more quickly there. OpenOcean is a decentralized exchange aggregator, right? So they search different cryptocurrency decentralized exchanges here, and they help us find what is hopefully the best deal, right? So let's say I want some Uni tokens, and I want to put 0.01 ETH into that, so I have $15. So in their exchange, they say that the best route for this is going to be to go through them, which will take us right through Uniswap v3. Another option would be GMX. We would be down 0.15%, or SushiSwap, which would be 0.56% less, or Swap R, a whopping 77.67% less. Difference in, you know, how many coins we would get here. It's always great to use all of these different decentralized applications. And a great way to get involved with this is to use the main coin on the chain. For example, I'm using Ethereum, right? And so by using Ethereum, there's no token approvals. And with no token approvals, they don't get any access. And these trades happen so fast, it's crazy. So let's say I wanted to dump my Uni into ETH. I have to unlock that specific amount or infinitely unlock the tokens. But that's exactly what I'm talking about. Right now, OpenOcean cannot touch my unit tokens. And they can't touch my ETH because it's a contract interaction. It's different than an allowance. Notice how this is a token allowance. Give permission to access your uni tokens. This is a great way to practice just safer trading. Give fewer allowances to fewer places. But it doesn't mean you don't have to be trading and be involved, right? GMX has been gaining a lot of popularity as a derivatives exchange, decentralized, and supporting the Arbitrum blockchain, as well as Avalanche. So what's a way I can get exposure here? Well, I can just come on here and just make a couple swaps, right? I can go ahead and just make some trades and get my address in there. And if they do further rewards and token distributions and airdrops and stuff, I can be, involved. One of the main things that comes to mind is just simply using their official bridge can really help your potential with future Arby tokens being airdropped to your address. And no, we're not getting the meat sandwich, okay? Arby is the expected king of tokens for the Arbitrum blockchain, other than the simple fact that it uses and it's powered by Ethereum. GMX.io has been getting a lot of praise and use recently, not just, again, as a derivatives exchange, but they have their own GMX token. So it's pretty simple and straightforward to grab the GMX token. So we're on that page, we click purchase GMX, and let's talk about a very important thing of note right here. OXFC ending in 5AD0A, right? O and zeros are the same thing, on chain. We don't use O's as well as zeros. And it does prompt us. It prompts us to switch to the Ethereum network. We can just go ahead and ignore that. And then we'll just go ahead and put in the amount of GMX tokens we want to grab, right? So let's just trade in 0.01 ETH. It's about 15 bucks right now. And we'll go ahead and complete this trade. So we complete this trade, and this stuff happens so quick on this chain. We click over to earn. You can see that our token balance will already pop up. There it is. We can click the top right, and it will give us the full amount that we need there. So we only were able to grab 0.348 GMX tokens. We do have to prove that they can interact with our token, but if we can't trust GMX with our GMX tokens, well, then it's safe to say that they're doomed.
We're doomed.
Did a quick refresh, click the top right again. It doesn't say approve, it says stake. So you need to prove that this decentralized application, this dApp, can interact with our tokens. And then after that, we need another transaction to actually stake them. They have a total supply of 8 million tokens right now. And basically 7 million tokens are staked. That's a lot of basically on-chain created scarcity. That's pretty crazy. That's something to be very proud of, with their goal of staking here. In exchange for staking, you get 21.5% APR interest rewards, right? Multiplier here, 100% boost percentage, 0. Your total rewards here come in as ETH, or actually WETH, wrapped Ethereum traded as a token on top of the Ethereum chain or other blockchains like Arbitrum in this case. Then there's GMX. You can escrow your GMX. It's an interesting staking mechanism here. If you want to get involved with these other things, I invite you to read more about them, like their vesting details. We're not going to dive into that today. I just wanted to touch on GMX. This isn't a GMX video. We're really focused on Arbitrum here. But in my research, I did find some interesting things with GMX, like they have a full-blown referral system, which, supports your boy. Use the link if you decide to use this stuff. But it is cool. There's a transaction on chain to secure your referral code and stuff like that, so that is very cool to see. But there's also the GMX Blueberry Club NFT, and with this there's over 3,000 holders, almost 1,000 ETH volume. But what's really interesting is the rewards that they've distributed to their holders. And again, this is one of those NFTs that earn something, right? In this case, they really tried to tie it in with obviously GMX. And again, I'm not shilling this, pushing this, endorsing this. I'm just kind of clicking around, researching, and stuff like this is interesting. I love doing analytic dashboards. They really help us just get a lot of good information pulled right here to the front. We can see things from the price chart, the average held, weekly average price, and all that kind of stuff. It's very useful to get out there and try to make the right decisions. These are traded on Tofu NFT, which is another NFT marketplace that supports many different cryptocurrency blockchains, including Arbitrum. And this is another place, again, that's great to interact with, right? Get on here, connect your account, and make some trades, all in the hope of potential airdrops and just kind of having fun, being a nerd, and above all, doing things on a chain that won't bankrupt you with transaction after transaction. At the height of Ethereum, in just my main account, I spent over $25,000 at all-time high prices in Ethereum transaction fees. That's absolutely ridiculous and insane. And that really ate into my gains, my profits. And sure, I made a couple trades that were great, but they ended up being average after I really squared up with my gas fees, my Ethereum transaction fees. Let's bring it back to the basics of why use Arbitrum, and we'll round out today's video. It's supposed to be a layer 2 scaling solution for Ethereum, offering a unique combination of benefits. Trustless security, rooted in Ethereum with any one party able to ensure correct layer 2 results. Compatibility with Ethereum, able to run unmodified EVM Ethereum virtual machine contracts and unmodified Ethereum transactions. Scalability. Moving contracts, computation, storage off of the main Ethereum chain, allowing much higher throughput. Minimum cost, designed and engineered to minimize the layer 1 gas footprint of the system, minimizing per transaction cost. The big picture here, looking at the basic level, we've got the inbox, the chain state, and the output, right? People in contracts put messages into the inbox. The chain reads the messages one at a time and processes each one. This updates the state of the chain and produces some outputs. If you want an Arbitrum chain to process the transaction for you, you need to put the transaction into the chain's inbox. The chain will see your transaction executed and produce some outputs. A transaction receipt and any withdrawals that your transaction did. In addition to that, they also utilize optimistic rollups. Rollups are one of the hot ideas in smart contract scalability these days. They're built around the idea that by several groups, including their off-chain labs, have been promoting it. Rollups are a general approach to scaling open contracts, contracts that everyone can see and interact with. And a rollup, transactions are written on Ethereum as call data, but the actual computation and storage of the contract are done off-chain. That's where the scalability basically comes through there. There's a lot of technical stuff we could dive into. I'll do it another day, another video, but really this is kind of the basics, kind of recording myself doing some things on chain. I'm just generally interested and excited for this. I've been watching Arbitrum for a while now, and they continue to push forward, they continue to develop, and they continue to get a lot of support from outside just services, dApps, projects, people, whatever, and it's just growing. Their growth rate is just growing immensely. They've gone from, I think, a couple 100,000 addresses this time last year to well over 1 million active unique addresses this year. It's interesting, and as always, I want to be on the forefront as close as I can to the rapid development of cryptocurrency and really just be involved, have fun. And this also sets me up for the best money-making opportunities, whether that's being eligible for the next big cryptocurrency airdrop or being in a great position knowledge-wise and capital-wise to be able to get out there and earn passive income with things like staking coins, but above all, being able to make trades for any tokens on any blockchain and just being personally familiar, right? It's almost like practice. And when I see something I really want to jump at, well, I'm ready to go. Just like I hope you're jumping at that subscribe button, not for me, but for our CTO, our Chief Token Officer, Tails, our resident Shiba Inu and Dogecoin here. No, she's not part of the Doge chain and all that ridiculousness. We're more interested on serious, projects and solutions like Arbitrum and all the other layer 2s that are popular, Optimism and things like that on the Ethereum blockchain. So, hey, let's see where it goes. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.